Now, look, there's no, whatever you think about them, there is absolutely no denying that one of the biggest box office juggernauts out there is the Fast and the Furious franchise. At least once Dwayne Johnson showed up, the box office for these movies just started to explode. Hell, a couple of these movies joined the $1 billion club. And you know what? After the fourth one, I actually got really into this. I wasn't a big fan of Fast and Furious 1, 2, or 3. But
what?
Yeah, not a fan of
Drift.
Yeah,
come on, Matt, with the lovely Nikki Griffin.
Yeah, no.
I thought 1 was bad until I saw 2.
Until I saw 2, then a new definition of bad emerged.
Drift, baby.
I am not a fan of series, but then I saw 4 almost out of spite, and I went, you know what? That wasn't bad. And then 5 came out. I'm like, this is great. And then I loved 6, and then I liked 7, and I liked 8. And then 9 happened, which was a steaming pile of garbage. I didn't like 9 at all. And it pains me to say that because you know me, I love me some Vin Diesel. I love Vin Diesel. So I really liked like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Anyway, now we've got 10 coming out. And, you know, it's had its share of drama. We saw, you know, the addition of a couple of really big name stars, Brie Larson, Jason Momoa coming in there as well. Also, wasn't there a wrestler as well?
John Cena.
John Cena.
Well, he was already in it from the last one. I might be forgetting.
Oh, yeah, there's another.
I can't remember. Anyway, so there's that. Then the big drama of the director leaving.
Yeah, Justin Lin, who directed he came on the franchise with The Drift. So he directed 3, 4, 5, and 6, and he comes back to do 9.
And he starts doing 10 and then leaves after they started production.
And that video that Vin posted, remember, with him, and he's like, is this the best one? And he's like,
sure, Vin, yeah, it's the best one. So obviously there was tension between them, whatever. So he's gone. They bring in, it wasn't Len Wiseman. Who was it they brought in? It's my director on the Hulk movie.
Yeah, it's Louis Leterrier.
Leterrier, that's right. They brought in Louis Leterrier. So we heard that costs were starting to blow up. We didn't know it was blowing up this much because according to reports coming out now, the budget for Fast 10 is $340 million.
It's a lot of bread.
$340 million. Now, to put this into a little bit of context, let's go over to my screen here. That would make it the 4th most expensive film in cinematic history. On paper.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. I bet it is even higher than what they're reporting.
It might end up being even more because they didn't say it's done. It's ballooning. It continues to go up because we see, of course, the most expensive film of all time was Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides at $379 million. Avengers Age of Ultron was $365 million. Avengers Endgame was $356 million. Avengers Infinity War, it says $325 here. I believe it was more like $316. So basically, this Fast and the Furious movie is going to be almost, and probably will end up being more expensive than Avengers Endgame. Now, if we go back over and we start looking at the things, there's a couple reasons why. The budget for Fast 10, the 10th film of the Universal's lucrative Fast and the Furious action franchise, has ballooned to $340 million, according to individuals with knowledge of the production. That is 70% more than the reported $200, which is already astronomically expensive. The reported $200 million budget for 2021's Fast 9, the Fast Saga, and easily the most expensive entry in any action series that has generated $6.6 billion worldwide in ticket sales. The surging price tag, which factors in tax incentives offsets, can be blamed on numerous budget-busting elements. Increased salaries for the series star Vin Diesel and the rest of the franchise ensemble, cast general increase in production costs caused by global inflation, and the charges due to the pandemic, testing requirements mandated by COVID-19, all that adds to it. But these are nickel and dimes. I have a feeling that these last two films, first of all, Universal absolutely needs them. They need these films to be made, course. Right? And so let's be honest here. Vin Diesel in this situation knew he had all the power. Of course he did. And he knew it. He's smart enough to know that he did. And he could probably get whatever he asked for to make these last two films. And Rob, you talk about it all the time, whether it's in television or in movies. As the series, whether it's TV or movies, progresses, the actors' salaries and demands get exponentially bigger. They're not looking for 10% raises. They're not looking for 15% raises. They're looking for 50, 60, 70, 100, 200% raises as it goes. And Big Daddy Vin gets to play Santa Claus to all of his friends and go, you get 20 million for this movie and you get 20 million for this movie. Now, I don't know if that's a fact.
Yeah.
But there's absolutely no doubt that one of the biggest factors here is the money that the actors are getting to take home. And of course, this is good. They're going to probably want to put a lot into it. They're going to try to one-up themselves from previous things. No doubt. But man, Taylor, maybe you can look this up, but I'm not 100% sure. But I think Fast 9 made under $800 million, which is still a fantastic box office result. But it's not a box office result for a movie that you want to cost 340. Because at 340, I'm going to guarantee you, they're going to spend 120 in marketing on this.
At least.
Minimum, 120. What do we got for the box?
So the Fast 9 worldwide box office is 726 million.
Okay, so didn't even get to mid 700 million. So just a little over 700 million. If this movie comes in with a collective with marketing, you're looking at $460 million. You are talking about a movie that's going to need 800 million, 900 million to break even. Probably in the 8 to 850 million dollar range to break even. I've never conceived of that for something like a Fast and Furious movie. So you're talking about a baseline that is higher than the entire worldwide collective that your last movie made. Now, we keep in mind that Fast 9 still came out in what we consider to be the pandemic era.
Sure, but
right?
it still was shitty.
Hey guys, we want to take a second to thank the sponsor of this video, MasterClass. You guys know we have been sponsored by MasterClass, and we love them here at the John Campea Show for giving us in-depth information on a wide variety of topics from the world's best experts. With MasterClass, you can learn from the world's best minds anytime, anywhere, and at your own pace. You can learn the art of filmmaking from James Cameron, improve your cooking skills from Gordon Ramsay, or learn how to make compelling YouTube videos from Marquise Brownlee. With over 150 classes from a range of world-class instructors, that thing you've always wanted to do is closer than you think. I was recently watching through the independent filmmaking course by Spike Lee, and I found it fascinating that not only did he cover the broader topics like working with actors, but he also gets into finer details like working with a cinematographer and how to properly audition a DP for your project. It was fascinating. So guys, I highly recommend that you check it out. Get unlimited access to every class, and as a John Campea Show listener, you get 15% off an annual membership. Go to masterclass.com/Campea now. That's masterclass.com/Campea for 15% off Masterclass. It was crappy. No, it was a piece of garbage. I hated that movie. It was absolutely awful.
And you know me, I have such great love for this franchise.
Yeah.
But even I was sitting there. Everything I loved about this franchise, you could tell with this race through the jungle with these mines going off.
Oh, yeah, right away.
I'm
It's like this
I'm
is
out.
Yeah, this
I'm
is
out.
awful.
And there wasn't one, and this is so silly to say for this franchise, but there was no shred of verisimilitude in Fast 9. And the whole point of car race, car chase, whatever, is that we've all sat in cars before. All of us, the entire audience. So when you have a car chase through a city, the more realistic it is, the better off you are. That's why Fast 5 was so great. From the train heist at the beginning, it didn't look like everything was CG assisted, even though it was. But dragging the safe through the city,
streets,
like those cars could never drag a safe that heavy. But that was your one ask, and you bought off. And when that thing was smashing around, you believe, man. Fast 5 was great because you believe. Fast 9 was not great because I believed nothing. Nothing, not one thing.
Yeah, we talked about that, right?
Samson pulling down the
don't
dude, none of that movie, and that ruined everything. A Fiero going into space, get the hell out.
But it had duct tape, Rob.
Dude.
It had duct tape.
Terrible.
The moment for me.
Have you ever seen Explorers?
because you're right. In the other Fantastic Four, in the other Fast and Furious movies, of course they did the utterly preposterous.
Sure,
but there was always that 1%. In there, it's like, well, maybe there's a way that none of that was in Fast 9.
None.
And again, to me, you say it was the racing through the jungle. I was like kind of going, oh my God, this needs to pick up. The moment for me where I knew this movie was beyond redemption. And again, I say this as an unabashed lover of Vin Diesel. I love Vin Diesel. I love this guy. But when Dom pulled the Samson
Bro.
and literally with his own Dom family-infused bare hands literally pulled the roof down on all these 40 and 50 guys. I'm like, this movie's beyond hope.
You know, it sounds great, actually.
It's
Like, this sounds awesome.
it's too. I mean,
next
it's too
one.
bad because
It's his
like,
fast minute.
I thought in Fast 8 when there's a nuclear tipped torpedo skittering across the ice, I thought we had reached the nadir of the franchise. But no, Fast 9, nothing about it. I didn't like anything. There wasn't one thing. There wasn't one action sequence. There was nothing in Fast 9 that I liked.
Because I remember you,
Nothing.
me, and our buddy Cliff, and our buddy Cliff is going to be on the show next week, by the way. He's going to come in again. But you, me, and Cliff, we went to go see it. You, me, Cliff, and Ann. We all went to go see it. We went to see an early screening of it like 2 months before it came out. And we were we went to lunch first. We were positively giddy.
We were giddy.
We couldn't wait to watch.
Wait.
We were so
Oh
excited.
my God, did I want to see this movie?
And now $340 million. Rob, let me ask you this. What could they possibly be doing that is taking an already insanely expensive film in Fast 9 at $200 million and bringing it to $340 million? And that's probably not even the end of it. What you've made these films, not these
Not
ones.
these films.
What's this taking it to that?
I think one, the change in director had to hurt. That had to be retooling. But I think the obvious thing, it's not just COVID compliance. It's they're taking too long. They're taking too long to shoot these action scenes or whatever. And if we know why, look, if Vin Diesel was coming out of his trailer whenever he wanted to come out of his trailer and slowing down, that could be a big factor.
And we did hear that was one of the big reasons the director left.
And which to me is it saddens me because he's a producer on these movies. And here's a pro tip, kids. If you end up working for a studio, what you want to do is spend their money effectively so their movie's profitable, so they hire you again. I mean, that's what you want to do. If you want to have a career with longevity, I get it. The Jimmy Fallon, Almost Famous, get what you can, when you can, while you can. I get that. But with these movies, you really do have a fiscal responsibility, I think. But I think that they probably are throwing money at this to make it bigger and badder and whatever. They want it to be the biggest fast movie in history. Maybe they got like Hugo. They brought Hugo back from the end of Moonraker, and now there's a space station that they have, and the space station has cars in it, and it can like deposit cars with orbital parachutes to land.
None of that is even unbelievable that they'll do this.
I know.
You know that the government has given Dom and his crew their own Justice League space station where there's something going on in the old Czech Republic. Quick, and they get in one of the cars and they literally drive it out of the space station and it falls to Earth like that Red Bull guy who did the sky jump from
Yeah, they
outer
probably
space.
call it the Hall of Family. Meanwhile, at the Hall of Family, Dom and his crew wait while
Well, the treacherous forces of the Legion of Doom.
Well, Helen Mirren and Cypher and all just like, meanwhile.
Don't pretend like you don't love it.
Can we cut the shit?
This is the best. What are you talking about?
I mean, I think back to what George Miller did in Mad Max Fury Road. Like, those were computer-assisted scenes, but those chase sequences give me Furiosa. I'm excited for Furiosa. After Fury Road, which was bonkers good, I want to see Furiosa because George Miller understands the power of what real cars doing real stunts can provide to an audience. But Fast 9 took that all away and gave us computer-generated
Raised on the Hall of Fame.
gobbledygook. Yeah.
Okay.
The Hall of Family.
All right, but knowing how people responded, because by the way, there were people who really loved Fast 9.
I know.
That's the beautiful thing about the art.
Not
man.
enough. That's why it only made 729.
Yeah.
I know it's pandemic era.
But can the 10th one? Because they've had a couple of films join that $1 billion club.
Yeah.
Can the 10th one do it again?
I think 7 did like 1.5 billion. Something like that.
Can or have they lost enough of people at this point? Like, what do you think?
This
Right?
is part 1 of 2, right?
Yes.
This is supposed to
It's
be
like
the
a
second to the last one.
But I don't know if it's part 1 of 2. I think it's still 10 and 11. I
So
don't know if
11's
it's-
the last one.
Yeah, the 11 will be.
I
it's
guarantee
not
11
called-
will make it. 11 will make it if it's the
Think so?
last one. Yeah.
Maybe
but
they'll
this
call
one, I don't know.
Fast and the Furious 10 Dead Reckoning Part 1.
I mean, who knows? All right, guys.
Rob's just gone insane.
Question is for you. What do you think about this? Apparently, like, budget blah, budget smudget. They're spending apparently $340 million at least, apparently, on Fast 10. Why do you think it's gone from like almost double from Fast 9? Do you think this thing can break even? Do you think this new movie can join the $1 billion club? Hey, maybe you're the opposite of us. Maybe you watched Fast 9, you had a great time with it. Awesome if you did. But whatever you guys think about this, jump down to the comment section below and leave your thoughts there.